Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my winter reading plans. I feel like my camera angle is crooked and I've tried to fix it multiple times, so if it's off balance, I am so sorry. I really tried to fix it. For some reason, I think this room is like slanted a little bit, so it's always hard for me to figure out if my camera is straight or not. Also, I'm sorry this video is late. I just needed a little bit of time off. I felt like I was constantly working, so I just needed a little moment to chill. And I will say November and December are probably going to be very chill for videos. I don't really have much planned video-wise, and I kind of just want to take it easy for the rest of the year. I will probably have more vlogs out than sit-down videos, which is so funny to say because if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said doing sit-down videos is easier than filming vlogs. But nowadays, I would rather just film vlogs simply because A, I can do some reading, and B, I don't have to think of an idea to film. I feel like I'm always running out of ideas for sit-down videos, and sometimes I'm not in the mood to film like a sit-down video. So right now, vlogs are a lot easier for me, so I probably will have a decent amount for the rest of November and December. Also, this reading plans video is just for November and December. I know I'm calling it my winter reading plans, but I'm going to have different plans for January and February, so I will make a separate video. Then I do not want to think about what I'm reading for January yet. I was also going to do a watch list like I did for my fall reading plans video, but most of the things I'm going to watch for Christmas time are going to be rewatches. I rarely watch anything new. I kind of just watch Elf, the Santa Claus movies, and like vintage cartoons. So I thought that would be quite boring for me to talk about that in my watch list when I'm probably going to talk about it in my TV and movie wrap up. So that's why I don't have a watch list for November and December. Also, I included so many TV shows and movies in my fall watch list, and I barely watched anything because I was just so busy and also oddly not in the mood. So I don't want to jinx that for November and December. Anyways, let's finally get on to the reading plans for November and December. November and December is kind of sparse for new releases that I'm excited about. Honestly, there's only one in November and I have 0 in December. And the one for November is actually already out, and that is Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. This is a new adult college hockey romance. I really want to read a lot of hockey romances in November and December and January, so I am hoping to read this new release, and that's the only new release that I'm anticipating for the rest of the year so far anyways. I know a lot of authors sometimes announce last minute books. Now on to all the other books I'm hoping to read for the last 2 months of the year. I am still in the middle of Covet by Tracy Wolff. This is the 3rd book in the Crave series, I guess. I started this in a vlog and I am still in it. I have not read any more of this since I think one of my last vlogs. I'm still on page 120. It's not that I'm not enjoying this book, it's just so long. It's so long and I don't think I'm super in love with this series, to be honest, so I probably won't continue this series after this book, but I do want to finish this. But I am thinking about also DNFing it, so I don't know. The first book in this series follows Grace, whose parents have passed away, so she goes to live with her uncle, who is this principal at this very mysterious boarding school, and she finds out that the whole school is filled with supernatural creatures, and she might be one too. Then I have a couple more hockey romances I want to read. So we have Collide by Bal Cabra, I think. I'm probably totally butchering that name. I'm so sorry. This is another college hockey romance. I believe the two characters have to work on a project together or something like that. I've heard pretty decent things about this. And same with Breakaway by Grace Riley. This is technically the 2nd book in the Beyond the Play series, but I just want to read this one because it's a hockey romance. It is The Secret Friends with Benefits with the Coach's Daughter. Then we also have Consider Me by Becca Mack. This is the first book in the Playing for Keeps series, and this is actually a NHL hockey romance. So the other ones were new adults in college, and this one is just a normal, I think, adult contemporary romance. I believe this just follows a player and a bad boy who changes his ways for the love interest. I've heard really good things about this. I believe this is also becoming traditionally published now, which is really cool. So yeah, I am excited to read this. I also think the author is Canadian, but I could be wrong. Oh yes, she is from Ontario. Fun. I love reading hockey romances written by Canadians. And then the last hockey romance that I have on my TBR so far is Always Only You by Chloe Leese. This is the second book in the Bergman Brothers series. This series is also becoming traditionally published, and I think the first book just came out not too long ago, and I want to say the second book, this one is coming out before the end of the year, I think. But I have this beautiful self-published edition, and this, I think, is an adult hockey romance. I don't think they're in college. I think this is like reverse Grumpy Sunshine, and I think it's Slow Burn. I've heard wonderful things about this book. I know a lot of people love this book in this series, like it's their favorite. So I am very excited to read this, and I am excited to give this series another try. The next book that I'm hoping to read is In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. This is the second book in the Love Light Farms series. I don't think that this one takes place around Christmas time, I don't think. But it does take place in this small town that does have a Christmas tree farm. This follows a grumpy farmer and a no-nonsense social media influencer who have another chance at love in this charming romantic comedy. I gave the first book 3 stars. I tried to read this on my iPad a while ago, and I wasn't super into it, but I want to give the paperback a try, and I don't know, I just feel like I need to give this another try because I could really love this series, and all of the covers are just so pretty. And then the only Christmas book I have on my TBR is A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. This is the 5th book in the Bromance Book Club series. I have really enjoyed this series, and this one I need to read. This came out last year. I didn't get around to reading it last Christmas, so I decided to save it for this Christmas. As follows a country music star, Colton. I think it's kind of a second chance romance, possibly. And Gretchen is a immigration attorney. Oh, when her estranged wealthy family reaches out with an offer that will allow her to better serve the community, she's unable to say no. She just needs to convince Colton to be the new face of her family's whiskey brand. Colton agrees to consider Gretchen's offer in exchange for 3 dates before Christmas. For some reason, I'm not really keen on Christmas romances. I think because a lot of times they're just random standalones or they're novellas, and I'd rather read, like a full-length book, maybe like a whole series around Christmas. I think that would be fun. I feel like a lot of Christmas romances are kind of misses for me, but if you do have any good recommendations for Christmas romances, please leave them down below. Then, of course, I'm going to read Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This is obviously the last book in the Harry Potter series. I can't believe I'm going to finally finish the series this month. This series has always been on my bucket list of books to read, and I can't believe it's going to be over. I find it so funny how I didn't really have this on my radar to read this year, and I just randomly one day decided that I would read the entire series this year, and I would read 1 book a month, and I would finish by November, and I don't know, it's just like exciting, but also like bittersweet, I guess. It's been a really fun ride to read this whole series and experience the books for the first time. And then the last 5 books that I have to mention are books I shared in my end of year TBR video, which I will link down below. So I'm just going to quickly go through these. I think I read 2 or 3 books from that video already, but these are the rest that I have yet to read. The first one is When Gracie Met the Grump by Mariana Zapata. This is a superhero romance. I would really love to read this before the end of the year. I know it's quite thick, but I feel like I could really breeze through it. Then I need to read Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is about a wedding planner and her grumpy ex, florist who must work together to plan a celebrity event. I've heard wonderful things about this, and I know Julie Soto is well known for her fan fiction, so I am very excited to read this. Then I need to continue and finish Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt. I started this in a vlog. I think it was like my fall cozy vlog, and I got to page 55 and I just wasn't in the right mood for it, so I put it down, but I want to pick it back up and finish it. Then I would like to read Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I believe the sequel is coming out very soon, or it's already out, I'm not exactly sure. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about this book, and I feel like I really need to get in the right mood, and I'm hoping I will be in the right mood for this before the end of the year because I really, really want to read it. I also love the UK cover. It is just stunning. And the last book that I want to read for the rest of the year, I guess, is My Boyfriend is a Vampire by Eva Knight. This is actually Helena Hunting under her like new paranormal pen name, I guess. I honestly have not really seen any reviews for this yet, but I have really enjoyed Helena Hunting in the past, and I really want to see what she does with a paranormal romance. And I know Halloween's over, but I really just want to read a good vampire romance, so I'm hoping this will be great. I have pretty high hopes for this, and I'm very excited to read it. So that is pretty much it for all of my reading plans for November and December. Let me know what books you're hoping to read in November and December, and if you have any good Christmas romance recommendations, please leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!